What's going on, guys? It's Nintendo Nerd, and I'm back after a month of not uploading. I just wanted to take a break, but anyway, I decided to follow up my game room video with this. But, as you can see, it's the Legend of Zelda Game & Watch right here. You also saw the title. Basically, this is the same thing as Mario 35th Anniversary Game & Watch, you know that one. I made a video on that. Go check it out if you haven't already. But basically, I've seen a lot of people say that this launch was a little bit underwhelming. People said that I was just compared it to that Mario Game & Watch. Makes sense. It's the same thing. But in my opinion, just because it's similar doesn't mean it's worse. Of course, people think this is better than the Mario Game & Watch because it's basically the same thing but with more stuff added. But personally, people kind of feel underwhelmed. I feel like they did a good amount of stuff with this Game & Watch. They put much more effort into it, for one. But basically, we're just gonna be talking about the console. I would have talked about how to unbox it, but that would take too long. But basically, you got a plastic sleeve, a box in the box. I kind of like how they have it almost identical to the Mario Game & Watch, the box. But then you have a box, the Game & Watch itself. It's of course sealed, but mine isn't because I already opened it. And it has a charger. This box is kind of neat to show off because for one, you'll see instructions right as you take off this Game & Watch. Right as you take it off there. This makes it feel much more important than it actually is. You can't see it right now, but there's a little Triforce symbol right down there. The Triforce symbol illuminates in the dark, which it just makes it... It would have been way cooler for the Mario Game & Watch to do something similar, like a mushroom, but whatever. But as you can see here, here's the instructions I was talking about. And it's talking about the stand on the back. You get the stand by just the stand now. There's only one issue I have with this. There's only one problem. On the top left, right here, you will be able to see there's supposed to be a charger right there. I took it out. But that's my main problem with it. Because if someone doesn't know that, then they'll just think it doesn't come with a charger. And they'll end up having the Game & Watch dead within minutes. The Game & Watch starts at half of its percent, which isn't that bad. And to be fair, most people that are getting this are already fans of Legend of Zelda. If you are fans of Legend of Zelda, you will probably have a Switch, knowing that there's over 100 million people on that platform. You probably have a Switch if you're buying this, which is good because you're able to use the normal Switch charger for it. You can just plug it into a wall, charge it like a Switch. If you have a problem with this cable, which... Look at this cable. This will probably hang off the ground if you're charging it now. Unless you have like a setup like I do. You've seen my game room video probably. But go check that out. I love plugging videos. But you also got the Switch Pro controller charger, which is really long. For my room personally, the Switch Pro controller can go across the entire room, so you can always just plug it in and sit back on your gaming chair, and you can just wait for it to charge and play on your Switch Play like Breath of the Wild or Smash Ultimate. But anyway, it's not that big of a deal. Also, hold on. We got an issue. Okay, I thought I heard something. But we have two things to say before we start this. For one, you know what I'm about to say. Subscribe. You've seen my goal. You've heard of my goal. I want to reach 100 subscribers by June 11th. That's when school ends for me personally. I want to get that milestone before then. But the other thing is that we're going to be rating each game 1 to 9. If you're wondering why it goes up to 9, why are you asking about the validity of Game & Watch scores? Now, once we turn the system on, got it right here. That is not what's supposed to be on immediately. It's a clock. Okay. Well, Nintendo's certainly proven themselves worthy. It isn't false advertising if they just say what the system is. Okay, so we can check off the watch portion of it. Now it's... Okay. Now we're on to the first game. We got... I don't know why I went out of order. We got Vermin. That's Vermin for you. Yeah, this game isn't the most in-depth, but it feels like a precursor to a lot of mobile games. You pick it up, play it. I'm not looking at this, but it feels like a precursor to mobile games, this game. You pick it up, it's just a simple pick 'em up, you play it, and put it down once you die. It works really well. It doesn't try to be anything it isn't. It may look embarrassing now, but it's definitely addictive if you... It's not addictive to the point where you play hours on hours, but you at least play until you die. So with that, I rate Vermin a 7 out of 9. A 7 out of 9. I turned off the system. Okay. Luckily, next up, we got a timer. Weird tactic, but basically, this is just a one-screen game where enemies come to attack you. Need I say more here? Personally for me, I don't last that long since I'm not used to Legend of Zelda 2. Zelda 2. I don't usually, as I said, I don't usually last long. So that's about it for here. I rate the timer. I forgot to mention that, oh my god, I'm being so sloppy with this. My bad. But this game, it's a one-room game, one screen, and you can change what the room looks like by hitting B when the timer's up. Reset timer. You can change the stage color. You can make it... I believe there's 5 variations. And you can also change the amount of time you're given. You can have it down to 1 minute, all the way up to 10. It already presets to 2 minutes, but I usually go for 10 since I'm no loser. I can handle 10 minutes. I usually die. But... okay, we got this one. I was supposed to be at the title screen, but oh well. We are not gonna be doing this for that long. First off, I cannot reset this game to show you the title screen because there's no save points currently in the game. But let's keep this one short, as I said. Alright. But first off, let's see this main problem. Only 2 items right there, as you can see. Of course, this was made for the Game Boy, which was a 2-button setup. This is the main drawback of the Game Boy. And they couldn't really fix it, because that would just be porting the game and remastering it. And this was supposed to be the Game Boy game. They wanted to emulate it. I get it. Only 2 buttons, it's Game Boy. But this makes item management a really annoying thing because you always have to pick what item you want. You have to constantly, even the sword is mapped to an item. If you need 2 specific power-ups, like you need bombs and a shield to pass a puzzle, then you will need to go into the inventory, unequip your sword, bring out the item. You have a chance of getting hit without being able to protect yourself. It gets very irritating, but not that irritating. I personally, as you see right here, I'm at the beginning of the game in this. It's the Game Boy version. But I have played a lot of the Switch version. I've beat it. And this one kind of does a bit to change it up. As you know, the Game Boy has a lower resolution than the NES. But with this, you're able to increase the screen size to make it seem like the NES versions of the game by just stretching it out. And I think it works kind of well. It still looks a little bit off, but it isn't that unnatural looking. But with that being said, well, it's so close to being perfect. It's one of the best Zelda games. But it's just held back. If this was on the SNES, if that game was on the SNES, then this would be a perfect score game. But since it's not, I have to give it the overall average of almost perfect. It's an 8 out of 9. We got this game up next. We got Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. What can I say about this? I don't even know what to say. All I can really say, I barely played any of this. I played like 10 minutes on Switch and online and nothing more than that. I feel like this game has gotten overshadowed out of any game I've ever talked about. Because there's two of the most well-known games, and then this was just randomly placed out in between them. And dear God, that's so loud. That's brightness. It's still really loud. I can't really talk about this. Everybody knows that this is the least talked about game in the entire in one of the least talked about games. There's definitely probably more. I feel like even the forgotten game, some of the games that are seemed as forgotten get more coverage than this game. Which, I'll stick to that tradition by giving it... Oh God. I don't even know what to say about this one. I don't even think I have a rating. I am just gonna give it a 5 out of 9 and just say that it's okay for what it is. Yep. Now we're moving on to the best known game in this package. The Legend of Zelda on NES. The original Legend of Zelda. This isn't even controversial anymore. People always called this the best game of all time. But then when more and more Avenger games came out, this game was deemed too cryptic, and people kind of see it as a bit of a slog. But my usual time with this game includes going to the cave, get the sword, walking to the top right of the map and get into the first dungeon, beating it, exiting it, and not knowing what to do afterwards. Yep, that's Legend of Zelda for you. A lot of people know how to do the intro, nothing afterwards. With that, I have to give this game a rating because I have nothing else to say. I'm gonna try to beat this game. I might try doing that for this series. But with that being said, I rate this game a 6 out of 9. And now it's time for my new segment, Boring Outro Time. Thanks for staying till the end. If you enjoyed this video, please please consider subscribing. Yes, I've said that since the beginning. I stopped saying that for a little bit. But yes, I can claim I still hate saying that. But with that being said, first video of the new year. And I'll see you next video. It sadly might be Gummy Bears Part 3. Where you can see me suffer for your amusement. I am excited for you guys, but not excited for me. But if you want to see the script, I have something unique for you. This script was fairly long for this video, so if you watch till the end, there's going to be a link in the description and on the pinned comment where you can go to my Twitter page, and there'll be pictures and the Google Doc itself I used to make this video. Please do. I really had fun making this. This took me 2 hours to make. The script was most of it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.